What's up, YouTube? In today's video, I'm talking about the Utah Jazz and what they are going to do with their offseason. They have some decisions to make, but ultimately will bring back a very similar team unless a trade comes up. Before I get into the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. What do you think the Jazz should do? And let's just get on into it. All right, let's pull it up. The Jazz have unrestricted free agents. Let's break those down real quick. They have Hassan Whiteside, Daniel House. These are guys that were getting minutes in the playoffs. Whiteside, not as much, but he was more during the regular season. I feel like they prioritize giving minutes to a backup center, mostly just because they have this Rudy Gobert situation where they don't want to play him a whole lot of minutes during the regular season. And Whiteside will come in and obviously take, 18 minutes a night, which isn't a lot, but it's not a little. So I think that should be a priority for the Jazz. I think Whiteside works. Does he work in a playoff series where a team is going 5 out, similar to Rudy? I don't think you can have two centers like that. So maybe that devalues him a little bit, and maybe it has the Jazz think a different direction. Daniel House, I think, is solid. I don't know if he'll be back. I don't know if he fits the mold of staying in Utah and signing a deal. I don't even know if the Jazz really can give him a whole lot of money. As I believe they can only just give their taxpayer mid-level exception, which is about $8 million, which probably fits what House is, but not something that I think that they'll feel comfortable with doing, or House wants to do. Obviously, he's unrestricted, so he can make his decision. And then they have two restricted free agents, Xavier Sneed and Trent Forrest. I believe that they also have Eric Pascal here as well. I'm not quite sure why that's not on there, but he is. So they'll make decisions on those two guys. Forrest and Pascal, they're kind of like the 10th or 11th or 12th best guy on the team. So I don't know if there's a priority there for them. Although Forrest is young and Pascal's relatively young too. I just don't know what their future is on the team. They need to make a decision on Juancho Hernan Gomez. Whatever his name, Bo Cruz. They need to make a decision on him if they want to keep him. If they guarantee his money, he'll be due $7.4 million. I don't think that they will do that, especially if they do not guarantee his deal. That means that he will probably, if they don't guarantee his deal, he's worth nothing on the books. So would you rather have him, keep him for 7.2, or have nothing? But again, he played during the playoff run for the Jazz, so we'll see exactly what he can provide for the future of this team. I doubt that they really prioritize him too much. Here's the interesting thing with the Jazz. Extension eligible players are the following: Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic, Jordan Clarkson, Royce O'Neal, Rudy Gay, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Jared Butler. This is really big for Utah. Their team is going to be very, very different. If it's not this year, it's next year, because they have all these players that I think have good uses, and they're useful players in today's NBA. They don't really fit in Utah anymore for various reasons. Is there a trade that is Mike Conley or any of these other guys that could move them for a better player that fits the Jazz? I think there's an inevitable rebuild here. I think the Rudy Gobert situation with them throwing him in trade offers. I think Donovan Mitchell, the whole New York situation there where he might leave. I think this team will just be I think we're headed towards a rebuild here more than most with other teams. Any of these players could be moved. Any of them. And, if you argue and say, well, no, all these players are good. Why are we trading them? Because do you really want to sign all of them again? I don't think the Jazz are excited to re-sign Mike Conley. I don't think that they're excited to bring back Bogey. I don't think they're excited to bring back Royce or Rudy Gay. But they need to make decisions on these because their extension is coming and is looming. So they either need to keep them or move off them. Other than that, so really literally like half the team are potential trade candidates. I think this team just needs defense. They need a forward of the future that I think they can work on and has defensive versatility already, because right now they just really lack the perimeter defenders. to be a contender in the West. And I really worry that if they go into the season this year, that they're going to be a team that's in the play-in as opposed to being a 4 seed like they've been around for most of Quinn Snyder's era, which has now ended, and now they have Will Hardy, and we'll see how that goes. So I think there's just so much changes that are just waiting to happen in Utah, and they just haven't happened. Whether that happens this offseason at the deadline or next offseason, we'll see. Does a trade present itself for the Jazz? I don't think there is one. I think they have a lot of different guys that they really could trade. Names that have been brought up for the Jazz: OG Anunoby, John Collins, Patrick Williams from Chicago, and then DeAndre Hunter for Atlanta. So some weird trades. I don't think they get better. I would really be enticed by Anunoby for them, but it doesn't sound like Toronto is going to give them up or give him up for anything. Apparently, they were talking with Portland about the 7th pick, Josh Hart, and another future first, and the Jazz just don't have that capital at all to be able to send that same load over to Toronto. What do you think from the Jazz? I think a lot of changes are coming. I think that given their situation with their contracts, I think wild stuff is about to happen, and it's just kind of like a ticking time bomb more than they've usually been. So let me know. What do you think the Jazz should do? Do they trade? Do they got to get Rudy out of there? Do they got to get rid of Donovan before he leaves them? Or is it just a rebuild at this point? Feel free to comment in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out all 30 of our videos that we're doing for all season previews, along with other videos that we're going to be doing. And enjoy your day, and we'll catch you in the next video.